Congress to pass it.
The sponsor of that legislation, Republican Senator from the state of Texas, Ted Cruz. He joins us now to discuss. Senator, always a pleasure. Good to see you.
Bob, Katrina, great to be with you. Thanks for having me.
Let's talk about it. I know there's some issue maybe with an amendment to this bill here that some senators want to make sure that this bill doesn't impact state laws that already ban men in women's sports. It also tackles a variety of other issues in college sports, NIL, college kids making money, agents, going after these college kids. A lot to it here. But talk about the men in women's sports, and you say it does not impact those state laws.
Yeah, the bill does absolutely nothing to impact the 27 states, including my home state of Texas, that have quite rightly acted to protect girls' sports and women's sports. There are a couple of groups online who are spreading misinformation. They're misreading the bill. The bill explicitly protects those laws. I think we should have all 50 states protecting girls' sports. Bright blue states like California and New York, they don't want to protect their girls' sports. But Texas and states that have sanity are going to continue to protect girls' sports. This legislation is about protecting hundreds of thousands of women athletes, because right now in college sports, we've got chaos. We have schools canceling programs every week, canceling women's programs, canceling Olympic sports. This legislation is landmark bipartisan legislation to bring order to the chaos in college, to protect the 500,000 college athletes that are competing right now. That's why we've got such a broad bipartisan coalition behind this bill. It's why President Trump is so enthusiastic about signing this bill into law, because college sports is an amazing avenue for, over the years, millions and millions of kids to get an education and to learn the skills and to achieve and live a successful life.
Senator Cruz, you've also been very clear to point out that this is a companion to Title IX and not a replacement. So I would like you to speak to that. But also, I want to know, do you think it's going to pass? As you said, it has bipartisan support.
Yeah, the bill explicitly says that it does nothing at all to alter Title IX. Title IX is landmark civil rights protection, protecting women and women in sports. And in fact, there's multiple litigations that have been filed across the country challenging the states that allow boys to compete in girls' sports under Title IX. This bill explicitly does not disturb those lawsuits at all. I very much hope those lawsuits are successful, because we've got to protect, we need to protect all of our girls, we need to protect women, and we need to defend the incredible institution that is sports.
Senator, let's switch gears here and talk about birthright citizenship, birth tourism. You read through this language here, at least when it comes to birthright citizenship. The Trump EO put some language in there, said alien enemies. I feel like that could be a very broad definition at this point, depending on how it's interpreted. Does that stand out to you? What does this EO exactly do? Explain.
Well, look, there's going to be subsequent litigation. I was very disappointed at the Supreme Court decision striking down the president's first executive order banning birthright citizenship. I filed an amicus brief in the U.S. Supreme Court supporting President Trump. I think the terms of the Constitution, in particular the 14th Amendment, it requires, it says those born in America and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens. That phrase, subject to the jurisdiction thereof, I believe the original understanding of that quite clearly was people who are here legally, not people who came illegally to this country. I think the Supreme Court got it wrong. This is President Trump taking a second try at it, taking a slightly different approach. There will be litigation, and we'll see how the litigation resolves. Look, my view, whatever path works, we should end birthright citizenship, because it's a policy that makes no sense and it is being rampantly abused.